estimated 2 to 8 minutes. I hate it when it does that. I like it when it lies just with one solid number, because that I can get into at least. If they're like 7 minutes, I know that's 21 or 21 minutes plus. It's always three times the time they say plus, at least for the first one, for me. But when they put 2 to 8, they're just doing it to confuse, and because they really don't get good reads on things. Plus, you know what? They point out DoorDash points out, I get warnings saying like, oh, be careful out there today. There's a high fire warning. If you live in Denver, we have high fire warnings all the time. We never see them. It just means that some might be over in the foothills. And then we get high winds. Oh, look out, high winds. And then we get flood, all in a day. This will happen. But DoorDash doesn't have a warning out today that there's a shelter in place, which I used for the thumbnail. That is, if you go to X, Twitter, and you look up the Denver Police Department on X, you can see that they mishandled that a little bit, and it was only supposed to be for a certain block radius, but somehow it went out to anybody that lives downtown, so I got it too. It's not actually that far from me, but Illegal Pete's, 5.3 miles, 505, $2 tip. This is on DoorDash, no way. Nope. Need more than that, guys. Ain't doing it for that. Were you dashing into the shelter? No, to be honest, what's up, California Line Dasher? To be honest, I don't live that far from it. But when I saw it, did you see the thumbnail, or did you see it on the news? Some people even saw it in other states. But so there was some people protesting. I live downtown pretty much, like downtown. You know, as people get to my age, they usually move to the suburbs. I stayed downtown. I dig it here. And no, I'm aluminum, bro. That's above platinum. That is the top. There's also saran wrap, which is 85%, but I wasn't having that. 92% is aluminum. Yeah, you did see. So you saw it before my thumbnail, right? Yeah. And what's odd about it is the shelter in place is, you know, some people were like, oh yeah, I heard it went out to too many people. I don't live that far from it, but there were like some other operations going on here in town yesterday, and there were 2 stabbings at right by Coors Field last night, 20th and like kind of Market area, if you know Denver at all, but it's downtown. There was 4 shootings, 1 fatal, and then there was that incident. So the whole city, I mean, like, I'm getting so sick of these fucking protests. I understand. Maybe hey, Traveler, what's up too, Kevin? Scotland has my heart. You hate being called bro? All right. What do you want me to call you, yo? Well, sometimes I use bro, man, so I'm sorry if that offends you. But Traveler too, yeah. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's just a difference in the times. But ever since the lockdowns during the pandemic, the way people protest is, it's almost like I gotta be honest, it's almost like they're as bad as the police can be. My point is they're as bad as the police, but they really shouldn't be. I mean, we saw ties to things that I won't even say on this live, but we all know it, that happened through the years. But now the way they protest, it's way too professional. I mean, if you go back in history, even protests that did or didn't work were done by reasonable people who were just protesting. They were protesting. That part of protesting is gone. So it's gotten to like a police state, and it doesn't matter where you do it. You know, if it was like an old protest that we all remember from the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, you know, okay. But like these new protests, no. You got too many people out there who are like wannabe cops, in my opinion. People who probably, maybe even some even tried to be cops. And they get into the professionalism of this and kind of get these people, you know, get a fire lit under them. But I don't know. I'm not about it. And it was going on here yesterday. Luckily, where I am downtown, they don't affect me. Like when they march, when they because the people who are protesting would never come this far down Colfax. Not to where I am. What do you think if 1,000 Dashers went to protest about something? So, maybe I said that wrong. I got no problem with people protesting at all. I got a problem with the way that every protest goes down these days. Anyone of size, anyway. Maybe there are some small ones that still happen, but the other problem there that you just hit on is that 1,000 Dashers to protest what? The app needs to live up to the laws, or the crossroads here is real simple this year, guys. States are making the decisions. You guys know that I've talked to lawmakers for years. I mean, I've got all the content on here. I've got lawmakers on the podcast. So, look, this year is the year. They got to make the decision of, basically most states are going to make the decision. Are they independent contractors, or are you going to move to employees? They can't move to employees. So it's how serious is the state that's pushing, and how hard are they pushing the independent contractor thing? Because that's what I've always said every state needs to go after. Because I was an independent contractor before any gig apps, even in 2009, was an idea. So, for more transparency, yeah, you can't, you're not an employee. Here, let me put it this way. As an independent contractor, if you were a plumber, okay, and you apprenticed under somebody, or you were an electrician and you journeymaned under somebody, and then you decided, you know what, I've learned, I know it, I'm good, I'm gonna go get my hands wet and get some of my own clients. And if you found out that on either side, is the person hiring or the entity trying to land gigs, that either side isn't being transparent, you just walk away from it. There is no fight. You can't go to City Hall and protest that, hey, let's get a bunch of independent contractor plumbers together and protest the way that people aren't honest about the problem. The bottom line is if you try, you're your business. If you try it and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So my fight is at least make the game fair. If the game can't be fair, then move on to a different app. I always say this, and look at this. Ever since Para's been done, look at my yearly earnings. Most from Curry every year, big time. But I like the B2B space. But look at my DoorDash earnings. DoorDash in the last 3 years has been, and this is my app-based gig work, not any production, lasers, lighting, sound, pyrotechnics, any of that I do. Put that to the side. My gig app work, the apps that I work for gig app income, out of that income, just on the gig app portion, unlike many of the people who do even multi-app, I have not been above 5% of my income being from DoorDash ever. Maybe close when in 2021, the first time Para went big, because I was working with David and Jeff and Jimmy, but even the second time, no, not as much. It was more just helping other people facilitate it, because I had already moved on. Like, why have it on today is because of the games. See if I make a few bucks. Like, for me, I know that there's some money to be made sometimes on the weekends, so I'll turn these on. I got Instacart running in the back. I do have a feeling that if you run Uber Eats, there's something in there that they know. We know they know on a level, because if you have Uber Eats in your front ground of your app, and you have DoorDash, and they're both on running, then if you have DoorDash on and it's in the front ground of all your apps you have running in the background, no worries. But if you leave DoorDash running behind Uber Eats, after a minute or after a little bit, it'll take you offline. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll just end your dash. So what I'm telling you is it has the ability to tell not only that you're running Uber Eats and it, but that you have Uber Eats in the front. That's an ability of a read-write privilege that you, as the phone owner, again, it breaks independent contractor rule. But so does Uber. Using tracking battery power. You know, I mean, Uber can tell on a. Uber now does it on my Rideshare or Uber Eats account. If I turn on and I've got 19% battery, it won't let me go online. It never had done this. It says now it's like, you're under 20%. Charge your phone before you go online. I'm like, God damn, dude. Because the problem there is, it's one thing when it's the driver, it's still wrong, still breaks laws, privacy laws. But here's the thing that even if they put it in their terms of service, doesn't work. But if they're doing that, and we know they do this too, they also do it to like passengers who are landing at the airport. They can check their battery power, and everybody's always said, yeah, dude, I've done this myself, and I know this to be true. If I land in Miami to do production like I did the last time, I opened Uber, got my price, and again, I get per diem and stuff when I'm out there working. And this was in October of last year. I was working for Taylor Swift for 3 nights doing lasers. And so I get my per diem, I get my hotel, all that, but I'm still trying to be frugal about my rides. Well, they were through the roof because of the event. And so I looked at Uber, looked at Lyft, and Lyft was a little more than Uber. So I was like, damn. So I went back to Uber, and Uber was $40 more in about under 60 seconds. So it knew I opened Uber, it knew I opened Lyft, it knew I opened Uber again. So imagine what they do when your battery power is at 15% at an airport. I guarantee you, they shouldn't be, but I guarantee you they're slapping on a low battery fee and just including it into the service fee. Like, this dumbass has 15%, he doesn't have time to figure this out and check other options. He needs a ride, so it's almost like they tack on another 25%. It's not okay. And again, what's up, traveler? Vamonos, how are you? Why do Americans eat so much? I have no idea. I stay in shape myself. DoorDash is very small technology, and they do randomly pause you when you have Uber on the main. Yeah. Oh, you're probably right. Pause you. I'm trying to think. I feel like they've even ended it before. Like maybe I forgot to even pause or anything like that. I just had it running in the background. But regardless, my point is, there is no way. Like, we broke it down with Gary Middleton a while back, and Gary's a coder. Shout out to Gary'sApps.com. If you use an Android, I'm not trying to sell you on it, but go check it out. Go check out Gary'sApps.com. See if there's not something in there that might help you. If you have an Android, there is, but even the best of us. But we were talking about the access to battery, and because he's a programmer, and he was like, that is one thing that they do have, is that access. But like, I was asking him, like, do you have access to photos before? Because we know that they do once we give it to it. But that's what I was saying, a read-write accessible thing, where it's like, hey, select photos or give access to all photos or whatever it says. You always want to select, because the all access means anytime the app is on, you've now given it access to attach to your photos. And I'm not, who knows what they're doing with it. I just don't want them having that ability. And so I asked Gary, with that, is that real? And he said, yes, if you do that, they are not accessing your other photos. But then they're doing things like accessing battery to hurt you. But like you just said, you got to understand this. They don't. There's no way that without really compromising into your rights and I'm using iPhones too, so no way it should happen and pass an iOS test. But if you have Uber in the front and 2 apps running in the back, and one of them's DoorDash should not be able to go, dude, why aren't we on your front screen? Think about it. There's no way they should know that kind of information. No way. Jesus. I hate that I can't type in this thing too. It's so stupid, dude. I was trying to think about this. Like, if I started this stream and then I went to... I was trying to think of this. Maybe I do it through StreamYard, and at home I just have the setup going, and then I log in through the StreamYard guest app, and then I could type to you guys here. What do we got here? Wait, why did it turn these back on? I don't want these. No. It was a shop and deliver. I know you guys do. I don't like this. And again, my main reason for not liking them is the, wait, how do I turn that back off? I don't even know how that got back on. Dash preferences, I'm guessing. Shop and deliver. Oh, wow, it even, you guys, here's proof. Anybody that knows me, here's fucking proof of bullshit right here. Okay, alcohol delivery, high demand, and I am certified. You're right. I am the one who fights this all the time. I could be certified. I know where to go get tips certified, but I haven't been tips certified in years. It says I'm certified, and I've never done an alcohol delivery because I know how stupid it is. That's the end of... You screw up an alcohol delivery, that's the end. You're not just off-boarded from the app. You are potentially a lawsuit where could be multi-million dollars. You could be paying it off the rest of your life. Just saying. So no. Somehow it turned shop and deliver back on, but it turned that on too. I wish on this one, are you sure you want to opt out of alcohol delivery? Yes, because it's illegal. There is my answer, and that is the truth. Pizza. Okay, it didn't turn cash back on, but somehow in the last update it turned on alcohol and said I'm certified. Again, proving what bullshit it is, because I know what state I live in. To deliver alcohol, even for a packaged liquor store, you have to be tip certified. I'm not tip certified right now, nor did I ever submit anything, nor did I ever take one, and nor have I ever on my own turned that on. So this is what happens. People get alcohol turned on. They're doing the app, and like I say, a million times over. Listen, I still to this day, most people I meet literally think, well, dude, if it's in the app, it's legal. It is not legal. You are an independent contractor. You have to know each thing you're doing. That would be like calling, that'd be like calling Uber Connect legal. What's up, Rick? But that'd be like calling Uber Connect legal. Uber Connect isn't legal. I mean, they've launched it 7 or 8 times. Well, they're trying to send me too far for nothing. No. Keep me in my area, man. And then, what is flash offers? Do I want this shit even on? This came on too. What is this? Is this like that stupid Uber thing? What the hell's a flash offer? I have everything turned off except for flash offers. Yeah, but California Line Dasher, it's not even about deactivation. It's about the rest of your life. And I know that to some people this sounds over the top, but it's about the rest of your life being ruined. I mean, knowing most of the gig workers I know, they're not multi-millionaires doing this for fun. And you get, look at, I heard some types of arguments, but like, here's a perfect example. Over breaks and things. Like my son is home from college right now. If I had 2 sons and my one son was 21, I know this from growing up myself. The older brother sometimes gives the younger brother an ID. Fact. I know a lot of my friends who got their IDs just from their older brothers. So you deliver to somebody like that who can pass the thing, think it's them. You haven't been, maybe not you, but most people haven't been through any training. And this kid gets drunk with a bunch of his friends, has a swimming pool in the back. One of his friends falls in the pool and drowns drunk. Your ass is done. And trust me, 100% trust me, not one single dollar, not even a partial, not a bridge, nothing. DoorDash, any of these companies are walking away from you, and they're going to say the exact same thing I'm just saying right now. You're an independent contractor. You took deliveries, and you didn't know the laws in your state. Fact. Oh, my area is slower than I thought. Hey, man. What's up, Torp? What's he saying? I'm also seeing where I am certified for. I'm telling you, man, like, and as we know, and again, it's not, you guys, I'll never name this. I know of some states, I'll never name them, that you don't need to be certified. And here's why, because even in those states, I don't want to promote it because again, it doesn't matter if you need to be, it almost doesn't matter if you need to be certified again. Remember how all this math goes together. Don't listen to DoorDash. If you're delivering alcohol as an independent contractor for a platform that is giving you offers saying, hey, there's a liquor order available right here. Do you want this? I've been an independent contractor in the traditional sense for over 14 years before 2009, 13 years prior. So I'm very familiar that an offering, not platform, but an offering entity, a business that's giving out offers or allowing you to make proposals, they don't check your background and they assume anything that they put out there. Like if they're like, okay, if somebody puts out that, hey, I need a master plumber for a new build on a house. Please, only master plumbers apply. And you apply, you are assumed to be a master plumber, even if you're just a plumber. So anything goes wrong, you will be sued for breach of contract because you said you were a master plumber, which if you're not familiar with that, that's the guys who can get the city out there, get the main tied to the house, all that. A plumber can't. So you're going to get stuck and you're going to get caught for breach of contract. In best case scenario, you do all the work and you don't get paid anything. Alcohol delivery is much different. And I mean, I know as a bar owner of 25 years plus, I know as a bar owner, bartender, doing every job in that industry, that they're not forgiving. You're supposed to know when people are drunk. You're supposed to know when they're buzzed. And I think I've even heard too many people say, yeah, but if they're ordering liquor from home and they're buzzed, that's fine. No, it's not. I don't know where you got that from. I mean, a liquor store, of course some will, but like a liquor store who makes a ton of money and is on Main Street isn't going to sell a drunk booze. He's not. Now you might be able to go into the hood a bit and find a place that will, of course, some bodega, whatever. But the legit places aren't going to sell you booze. They've been tip trained too. They know their liquor license is on the line. DoorDash doesn't have a liquor license. They assume that you are tip certified. So realizing this, there's a liquor license for restaurants. There's a liquor license for restaurants and booze. And then there's a tavern license for liquor for just booze if you don't serve food. Then there is a packaged liquor license. All these places pay for a license to be able to sell liquor. Nobody is paying for a license in the DoorDash or anything next. DoorDash doesn't pay a dime to any state, and you're not either. So that makes that, I guess I'm bringing this up because that makes them triple want to end you. Like if you're like, well, I didn't know it was on the app. Like that's not going to cut it. Trust me. They're not. There's no sympathy from the court at this point. If anybody thinks that, there's no sympathy from the court. I know over here in California, they just turned liquor on, not even doing a test, which is BS. I just turned it off. Doing a test of what? Like, are you saying like a test run with liquor? Dude, if they did that, they would see. This is where people need to get very. This is the stuff you do need to understand, is that they would never, because once they do that, they've provided a training resource in their app to liquor delivery, so that now includes them. Now they are included. You follow? Like, DoorDash could put, hazardous material gigs on the app. This pays, like, I live in the Rockies. To go over Loveland Pass and the Continental Divide, those are the highest paid truckers in the country. So that's the hazmat guys. They can't go through the tunnel. They have to go over the pass. So, I mean, like, if DoorDash were to say, hey, we have hazmat jobs now available for those of you that have trucks, they will expect you to have your DOT. They will expect you to have your MC. They will they just are going to say, you know what you're doing, hazmat guy. You have all your stuff, because we don't have any of it. We just have some people that need the work done. That's how they get away with everything. No, it's a course in the app you do to get certified. I guess I don't know how mine was certified. I guess I need to get screenshots of that course, because that's a very dangerous line they're walking. Like, I mean, to me, it's like, I hate to say this because neither are okay, but they would be much better off not having anything in there. Like, if they are going to do liquor delivery, it's almost best, like, dude, yeah, hey, we have liquor offers too. Can I do them? I don't know. Can you? You figure that out. You're a contractor. Everybody has to remember, being on the app doesn't mean it's legal. Just because you're on DoorDash doesn't mean anything they throw your way is legal. It's not. Are you legal to do it? Yeah, but even it's state by state. Yeah. But my point is that, like, any kind of certification you're getting through the DoorDash app, Sue, you can just throw that shit right out the window. That ain't worth a damn, dude. I've been to tip certification. It's a real class. It takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. I used to have to do them every 6 months because I would have new staff coming into the bars. And so I would, any new staff always every 6 months had to refresh their tip certification. So it's all fake. You can't do it. Yeah. Like, I guess my point is, when you say that we have that in the app, I don't think Sue agrees with it, but what I'm saying is whatever they have in the app is not a state liquor certification. I mean, to me, if anything, it's more of a education for people, and I'm not picking on anybody here, this is just truth. People who either know very little English or English as a second language. I'm not talking about illegal accounts, I'm talking about anybody in that scenario. My guess is they have that in there for them. Because also, those are the people they're most likely going to trick into doing this stuff. And that is what it is. It's tricking you into doing this. And we can tell that by the fact that, like my app did an update and it turned it on. I hadn't been in there in a while, but I know I hadn't turned it back on. I turned it off a long time ago. So an update turned it back on and certified me? First of all, no, I'm not certified because I didn't upload a tip certification that has been done in the last 18 months. So therefore, that can't be, I'm not certified. Oh, wait, Oh, so, by the way, the flash offers are offers you can see when you're off. Wait, I've never seen one and had mine on. So, wait, so if I'm not dashing, Like, what would make a flash offer come in? There's always enough dashers to take it. Why would they send me one? Or is that more, maybe that's more for like rural areas that still have oversaturation, but they don't have a ton of drivers. Like, I live in a huge city, so there would never be like, dude, nobody's taking this order. Like, it doesn't happen. I don't know what a flash offer would, what would a flash offer be in a city that's 1 million plus? Because there's always dashers out. And again, I live in transparency state. I am positioned mint right now. And this is where we all know the tiers go out the window. They don't matter here anymore. They haven't for the year. Okay. So you haven't seen one yet either. Okay, that tells me a lot. So why are we all turning this on? Wait, I always try and find the reason. What's the angle here? I wonder if by leaving flash offers on, you know how we all allow the app to use our data? You know how when you download an app, it says allow GPS this once, allow it whenever I have the app open, or never allow it, always ask kind of thing, or always allow. I wonder if by leaving flash offers on within their TOS, that is allowing them to always access your phone, even when you're not dashing. Which, in my opinion, they should never have, because that means it's like a push notification. They're allowed to go into your phone every so often. In fact, I'm going to turn that crap off, because actually I can totally see that would be the reason. That is why it would have. If you haven't seen flash offers, like I never have, if you've never seen one, turn it off. Let me see if it says anything about it too. Oh yeah, if you go into the settings on flash offers, like it has mine from 12 a.m. every day to 11:59 that day. That means that they can, and also, by the way, that burns your memory on your phone, because those are push notifications that are running 24/7. I just turned it off. So flash offers off, shop and deliver off, alcohol delivery off, cash on delivery off, pizza bag verified. There. So just like me, California line dasher, you get it, man. You're in LA. Exactly. There's never a time they would ever need to go, you know what, California line dasher, we need you. Come on in, quick. We're short a man to deliver something. I'm even very familiar with your market, and there's no way in hell they ever need to send you a text going, oh, dude, get on right now. We're dying here. We're getting swamped. In fact, they have dashers stalled, not doing anything, waiting and praying for an offer in all big cities. So of course they don't need that. To me, I'm going to look into it more, but I just turned it off. I do think that is just a way for them to be able to access your phone all the time. You got to watch that in all apps, not just gig apps, but any of those kind of things that say, hey, do you look at this? If you do this, you get a bonus point every day on this stupid point system that we do that has no monetary value, like a non-gig app. Well, you're allowed, it should be worth more than a non-valued point. And you should really take it into account, because you're allowing them access to your phone 24 hours a day. And if that doesn't even matter to you, you're allowing them to eat up your memory, which processes things. And if we all know iOS processes faster than Android, so you get a little head start with an iOS versus Android. So if you're running an Android, absolutely turn it off. What up, Marco? Polo? What's up, Nova? How you doing, man? I think I'm dashing still, and it's just dead. Yeah. The game just started. It should pick up some, I would think. see. I mean, I'm not going to sit out here all day if not, but it just dropped me down a big thing that says, this zone is busy with alcohol offers. Opt in to get the offers. No, again, dude, it's illegal. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, guys, I'm smarter than you. Hey, Nova, did you get to point that out at the round table? Did you get to say, guys, liquor delivery is illegal? Nobody in the mix has a liquor license. Explain that one to me. Every other business, I already went through it before you got in here, but every other business needs to have a liquor license. Packaged liquor, tavern, food and beverage, and even food and wine, whatever. They all have different licenses to be, even packages selling it to like booze to go out the door. They all have liquor licenses. DoorDash doesn't have one. They haven't paid $1 for one. And the DoorDashers don't. They just tell them it's legal. It's not. That would have been a good one. That would have been a showstopper. Boom! Boom, Tony. What do you say to that? Your liquor deliveries are illegal, man. Woo! Go Detroit today. Just kidding. 10 miles, 7:30. You gotta be shitting me. One second, guys. Fuck you, man. I'm gonna turn on Uber Eats. I'm gonna go to Rodeo first. Nothing close. Let's see. Interesting. In Virginia, you have to be certified by the state. Boy, this was a bad idea to turn that shit on, man. Maybe I need to leave it off for a little bit. Maybe I gotta wait for this game to get underway a little more, because everything's shit right now. Or maybe just everything's shit all the time. But listen to even what Nova says here. In Virginia, you have to be certified by the state, of course, and upload the certification. Exactly. To the app, or it won't let you deliver alcohol. It's about a 2-hour course. Not sure about other states. That's exactly what this state is. We have TIP certification. Actually, TIPS is in a lot, it might even be yours. TIPS is in a lot of states. You have to be TIP certified to do this. But in Colorado, they didn't make me upload anything. And again, I was turning it off as they defaulted it on. I was turning it off because it even said certified. Now, pre-pandemic, for 25 years prior, I would have been TIP certified, and if I wanted to do alcohol delivery, I would upload it, and that's fine. I would still never do it. But I haven't been TIP certified in 4 years. And during an update, they just decided, oh, let's turn this back on for them. I was just in the settings now, and it said certified. I'm not certified. I'm certified many times. I'm very familiar with it. That's why I'm able to speak on it like this. And I really would have tore into them for that one. Although I'm sure that it didn't go. I've been doing enough things. I'm just kind of. I still haven't had the chance to talk to you offline to see, off the record, kind of how that actually went down. But I know how those things are. They're often so organized that it's almost meant to not get into real questions. And I'm sure you guys were trying. But I know that a lot of times those things are so led, they know how to oh wait, he just asked something important that we don't want to talk about. Redirect. It's almost like politicians, I guess is the way I put it. But that's exactly right. And it's 90 to 120 minutes, because I used to, when I owned and ran the bars, I used to have to, so I had one bar, and then once I had two, I would do the TIP certification every 6 months for anybody that had joined the team, because everybody had to be. So if they were new, I would get them TIP certified, and I'd just do it at one of the two bars for both bars, and have anybody that wasn't current on their certifications come, and then I would pay the per head amount, because they did it that way. It was like, whatever. And some places make you have you take the TIP certification out of your first check. I didn't. I just paid for the employees. But again, you're proving the point right there. In Virginia, you got to be certified, you got to upload it. Well, okay, you have to be certified here, but you don't have to be certified, and you don't have to upload it. They did a big push once Virginia made it law, and we're offering $50 as incentive. Not many Dashers have done it. It's probably a language issue. Lots of Dashers seem to, yes. Were you in the background when I was talking about that? That's exactly what I said. I said and it didn't have to do with illegal accounts. I said people with English as a second language, or even English as a second language, who barely know any English, who do the apps, which is fine. Let's be talking about legal people. But it's really on them. They're thinking, dude, we'll just show you this and you'll do it. Okay, but it's not legal for them to do that. My point is there needs to be major restrictions on these companies that doesn't allow them to use. And I'd be curious. I need to talk to you offline on a phone call, because I'd be curious to know if they're. So you're getting your certification from the state, you're uploading it. So that's how everybody should be doing it, because then you are certified. But otherwise, if it wasn't being done that way, DoorDash would have to say that this person's certified, this person's certified. So they'd have to take on, and then you'd be crossing into employee again, and they don't want to do that. Regardless, what they did in your state is proof that what they're doing in every other state is illegal. It's just not legal. Hey, what's up, Sean? Thought I'd come out and try and make a few bucks, but it's just, I haven't even taken one. It's been awful. I paused everything for a minute because I was like, wait a minute. I guess I can turn DoorDash back on. I've even had Instacart on in the background. It's had nothing. In fact, I'll turn Instacart off. I don't need Instacart on. I checked Rodeo. I'll check Rodeo again. I'm behind you guys in time too. I'm mountain time, so. Oh, and in the Springs it's dead? Yeah. But Denver's dead too. Probably because of that shelter in place they gave us. Yep, I hear you. I was just, Nova, before you got here, I was just saying how crazy it is that people are risking. I mean, literally, I know. But, I mean, I'm going to throw out a big number, but it actually could even be more. It depends on who and what and where and what, but potentially for, instead of a $2 offer, for a $4 liquor delivery offer, or $7, or whatever the fuck, you are risking multi-million-dollar lawsuit that I 100%, I swear to you right here, this is a fact. DoorDash is gone. You get in trouble with any kind of liquor shit, DoorDash is gone. They'll be like, who's that guy? You're on your own. And literally, for something as stupid as liquor delivery, you could be spending the rest of your life paying off money that you'll never pay off. You'll never pay it off. And like I put in the description, guys, it might be too late, and it was just my opinion. But for those that were looking on something, and it's just my opinion, who knows? I'd throw a dart. But if you were betting today, I said go under on the first game, go over on the second game. The over-unders were easy today, in my opinion. But you never know what'll happen, I'm just saying. Don't make a bet and hold me responsible. I was just saying, normally they're not so easy to go, oh, that's easy, over, under. And I know the weather's bleak, but in both, but just an opinion. In case the gig app's ain't making it for you, want to make $100, maybe bet on this. I don't know. Don't do it. Don't bet. You guys do tobacco delivery in Colorado? No, I don't. Is anybody allowed to do tobacco delivery? I don't know any state that is. No, even dumpling. You know I'm on dumpling. That's get your own customers. I know this from Joel, the CEO, who I've talked to many times, him on the podcast. You can't get cigarettes for anybody in any state. So I don't know that that's allowed anywhere for whatever reason, because dumplings even get your own customers. That's all on you. So if I want to do liquor, all that kind of stuff is fine. And if I did have my tip certification, that is where I'd do it, because my dumpling clients are mine. I know them. But I don't think anybody can deliver tobacco. Pretty sure on that one. I'd be surprised if there's a state that says, yeah, you can do tobacco delivery. I mean, here's a perfect point to that, though. Great point. If they're watching this live, guess what? DoorDash will be adding DoorDash tobacco tomorrow. That's the same legal premise as liquor. It's like, hey, they added tobacco. I can deliver cigarettes now. No, you can't. Are you certified to do it? No. Did you check with your state? Yep, they said you can't be certified. Well, then you can't be, and that's an illegal offer. And if you do it, your ass is on the line. Yeah. Why isn't it? For real? Yeah, nothing, man. Alright, come on. Weed drinks. So that's a really funny thing you say that too, because if you guys look into, like, I can't remember what it is. It's called like THCB, like -B, because you guys know I'm in Colorado. We're the most weed friendly state and have been. We were the first. But in Florida, they have medical, but they don't have recreational. And somebody filled a gap that I'd never even heard of before, which is, and I was down there doing last time I was down there doing laser work, they were selling the shit everywhere. They were like little dispensary shops that said THCB, and it ends up being this whole like chemical compound put into weed and shit. It's 1,000 times worse for you, but this is what's legal since recreational weed isn't legal. And some of those drinks in some of those states are exactly that. They're that THCB. That shit's horrible for you. That'd be like going, I want to smoke a joint, but I'll smoke a Marlboro Red instead. Like, one's way worse for you than the other. Like, California, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Kentucky, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Jersey, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Washington, D.C. allow some nicotine tobacco. Well, we're in Colorado. I can't even do it on dumpling. So, not really sure what that means, because, I mean, like, dumpling specifically says no tobacco. And you're your own business. They literally, unlike the apps, they're just providing you a credit card processing software and an ease for your customers to use the platform. But really, like, it's all on you. And they're saying, no. And they're state specific, too. Then I've talked to Joel, but he said, no, we don't allow it in any state. That's not. So I don't know what the allow some nicotine tobacco. I wonder what those some are. I'm just saying, I don't, yeah, per Google, I don't know, because I wouldn't even know what to tell you if you did want nicotine delivery. I mean, the only thing I could think of that might mean, and this is a stretch, is if you have packaged liquor drive-through or you're picking up directly from a Kroger or a Safeway. Not an app, you. You have the Kroger, the Safeway app, or you go to a drive-through at a liquor store. Maybe, because again, the drive-through at the liquor store is outside of the business, so you guys need to realize that would be allowing. I don't know if they'd call it delivery or what, but that would be considered selling it outside the premise. So it would be an off-premise sale. But I don't know. It might just be like if I call in my Safeway grocery orders and I'm like, hey, throw a carton of Marlboro Reds in there. Okay. And I buy $200 worth of groceries and that's included. Maybe they come out and that's okay. Like if I'm disabled or something. I don't know, and I can't get into the store. I don't really know how that works. Do we have Skip Cart? I don't think so. I remember hearing about it though. What's up, Roy? Why? Hey man, you got me, man. Did you see it on my thumbnail or did you see it on the news yesterday? I mean, we had 2 stabbings last night downtown. We had 4 gunshots, 1 fatal, because of the small protests that we had here. I don't know. I was talking about it earlier. I'm so sick of the way protests are these days. Because you're not. I don't even consider it protesting anymore. You're looking to incite a problem. Most of them. But do we have shootings here in Denver daily? Or yes, often. But I mean, do we have 2 stabbings, 4 shootings, a shelter in place, and one of the 4 shootings is fatal? No, that happened because of a small protest, and I'm talking small. Wait, you're talking about Skip Cart? Yeah, I don't know what the hell. And then the shelter in place that I got, because I didn't see it on the news. I saw it on my phone. It was, I'm like, wait, what? And then it said go to DPD website if you want to see more. It said for updates. So I went to X and I went to the Denver Police Department's X page. And it said, sorry, that went out to a larger sample size than we needed. It should have only been I can't remember what it was, a 5-block or something radius. But still, I was like, wait a minute. So if you're 6 blocks away, you didn't need to get that? Like, where the hell did you come up with this radius? Because it was a big problem. But then, I got it too. I don't live 6 blocks from it, but I don't live that far from it either. I mean, it's not my hood, but it's hood adjacent. Yeah, our state definitely, I can't remember what they call it when they, oh man, I just heard the word used the other day too. Like when they separate your, they always do, but when your governor tells your police to completely stand down and has that power, we've been like that since the pandemic under Mayor Johnston. He's the worst. He's the one that got the LGBTQ 13 plus into place. That wasn't even Governor Polis, who is our governor, who is also homosexual, which I don't care about, but that wasn't even Polis. That was this jackass. He was the one that said LGBTQ 13 plus, got it on the ballot, and it fucking passed. And for those that don't know, that means that anybody that's 13 years or older can step outside of their parents' belief and actually, I don't know how else to put it, can get state protection to go have to go have trans surgery. And I don't want to get into that kind of politics here, but this jackass needs to go. He needs to go. And he's also the one that decided, for those that don't know, he was the one that they had a vote on this. This is no shit, you guys. I don't know I don't know where in the law, but somewhere in the law there was a loophole for him. And Mike Johnston, our mayor of Denver, had a city council meeting or whatever, and it was unanimously against what he wanted. He wanted to put the flock drones up, if you've heard of those, policing the state by 1,000 times too much. He wanted flock drones. It was unanimously against him. It was 23-0 was the vote. He used some loophole and still said, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it. And he did it. That's how screwed up it is. He took it to the council. It wasn't even a close vote. It was, hey, I want to have flock drones. And every single person said no and voted on it. And then he said, well, there's a loophole here that I'm just going to use that. Well, Newscomb is the is the governor, so he'd go up against Polis. Actually, oddly, I heard that as a running situation too. Newsom and Polis, and I was like, dude, wow. Because Polis is he's done here too. He's he's lived his political life out here, so, and he's ready for a next step, and he'll never be president, but a vice president. Oh, man, I don't even want to go there. I know, Derek knows, right? Yeah, I mean, that'd be the worst ticket you could possibly see. You know, like Newsom and Polis, Jesus. I mean, actually, you know, a lot of times, you know, president and vice president kind of like to have a few differences. It would be scary because those two are on the same. They're reading the same short bus book on Politics for Dummies. These two are like, I'll read the odd chapters, you read the even, and we'll go over it together. Yeah, I hear you, Nova, evil world we live in, but man, it doesn't have to be though. You know, it doesn't have to be. I mean, nobody's ever all gonna get along. This isn't a kumbaya moment. But I'm saying, like, it doesn't have to be this out of line. I mean, because things can take a hard turn in a bad direction real quickly. And I mean, of course they can, but I wouldn't have said that years ago. Now, nothing would surprise me. I think most of us are in that same boat. If you woke up tomorrow and found out that, you know, we were having another civil war, like, you'd just be like, I knew it, dude. I knew it. I knew it was coming. You know? Yeah. Well, I think you just said it, Derek. You know, with him, with our state, Derek's in my state too. With Colorado, he has definitely, he's always been weird, or not the right guy, in my opinion. But he is much worse now in his like trailing off years here than he ever was, even though he did a lot of bad stuff. Because he really made some bad choices of people for long-term scumbaggery with. He's made some deals with some shady-ass people that I'm sure go into his retirement from politics. Like Waymo. He's in bed with Waymo. Waymos don't work. You know. So even like you said, perfect example. Even if you said like, yeah, you let him in, but watch in March he won't allow them to operate. Yeah, but he still let him in. He still let him come here and advertise. And we all know at this point, any state that lets him in is doing so for money. That's it. I've been saying it for a while. I think Waymo has something big coming bad on it, especially with I talked about it the other night. Sean's still in here, Colorado Rideshare guy. We talked about it that, you know, Waymo did an update on the entire fleet, like their 7th update. And now, and they found, and it was just for the school bus thing. And they found out it didn't work. They still are passing buses. So you can't teach a Waymo that a 24-foot yellow object with a red stop sign that pops out everywhere with blinking lights. You can't teach a Waymo that don't go around that, stop. They don't work. Oh yeah, it's all. You and I talked about it on the other night, Sean. It's all about like Waymo. It's just advertising. It's not even that they're not even real. They're just like there's 3 of them plotting Denver, driving around with a driver in it, and they can't even take passengers, and they're just plotting, and it's just a sign that says Waymo Autonomous. So it's just press. It's just a moving billboard. Yeah, man, I love the in the car lives sometimes. These get pretty real sometimes. Sometimes I'm working, but it's just not busy. But sometimes we get into conversations in here that you know, I definitely wouldn't get into on the podcast. But that's why also, when this ends, if you ever did want to go back and hear this stuff, you have to go to patreon.com/Rideshare Rodeo. It's free. You don't pay $1. It's free. But I put all these as like long ride-alongs or things like this over there, just because I don't want them in my feed to my channel. But yeah, I don't even know what the political move for Waymo is anymore, though, because just like the investors, politicians are on board. They know they don't work. Again, for years, you know, politicians do one thing, simple. We want to call them all scumbags or shitheads or whatever, and most of them are, but listen, they do one thing. They figure out, okay, here's the topic, here's the bill, here's what's going on, where do we stand on this? And they literally, once they're in office, just do it by where the constituents are. If the constituents don't know about something and they can profit from it, then they will do that. That's what they did with Waymo, or, you know, how the gig apps are treated. But now you have mass constituents going, wait a minute, I'm a business, I'm a customer, I'm a driver. You're massive. And they're going, wait, no, not anymore. So now these people who made these deals either got to get out of office, or they have to go against the deals they've made, and or never run again. I mean, that's their choices, because you can't. It's just not going to work. I mean, I can't think it's really this dead out today, for real. I mean, I guess it's where you live, you know. I'm trying to think. So, you know, San Diego and Chicago later, and the Patriots and Texans today. Yeah, we're not, you know, we have a lot of people relocate to Denver, but after the big Broncos game, this is the first time the Broncos. I'm not a Broncos fan, by the way. Sorry, Sean. I'm just not. I think it's just that dead. Like Sean was saying, Bubba Sue, we not only was the Bills Broncos game yesterday, it was here. So we're kind of known. One thing we are known for, when I ran the bars, I know this too, especially on a wind night, in a wind like that, the bars were probably off the hook and people were partying. In Colorado on a Sunday, 1:45 p.m. can be kind of the time you're rolling out, even if you're older and partying, not just the younger people. But I might call it for a bit, go spend a little bit with my son, and then go back out later. I don't know what time. He was still sleeping. I don't even know what time, but he goes back to college today. But this is just too dead. This is what I'm saying. This is why I make my money in the week. Because I would hate to be out on a day like this and say shit like yesterday, say, okay, tomorrow, Sunday, I am going to make $150. Because then that would trap me into that and I would be screwed and out here playing the game. I can turn the game off right now. I made my money this week. I don't need, it'd be nice to make more. And I was hoping it would be one of those kind of, let's get on a groove here, but it's not happening. So maybe it's just time to turn it off. Go home for a bit, and maybe after, I don't know what time he's leaving, but after my son goes back to college, maybe I turn it back on then, see if the nighttime's a little better. The other thing I noticed is even though the sun's been out for a few days, it's still been coming out of a really cold snap we had. So the last couple days have been kind of brutal. Today's really nice out. Like, it's really nice out. So you talk about a Denver game, like he was saying, Denver hangover, all that stuff. You know, maybe, like, I'm seeing people walking to some of these restaurants from the neighborhood and stuff, and so maybe people are, like, just also happy that it's nice out. I don't know. Hey, Nova, let's catch up soon, bro. For sure. Yeah, I think I'll probably call it. Let me just check the Roadie thing. Oh, wait, it did it again. It's doing the alcohol thing again. Opt in, no thanks. There should be a fuck off button. Quit asking me to do illegal tasks. You son of a bitch. Excuse my language. Because that's the button I would hit right there. But I already hit it once. Why are you asking me again? Stop asking me. Because opt in was illuminated, if you saw it. Like, again, that person who accidentally even turned it off and then sees it come up, hey, you're not getting any orders right now, who needs to make the money, whatever, and he's like, oh wait, I can do this, I'll make more? Oh shit. Well, maybe that's why my shopping was on. I don't know. This kind of stuff shouldn't exist. When you set up the app, you should tell them the kind of stuff you're willing to do. And it should have things like, hey, do you have like in Colorado, just like Nova was saying about Virginia, do you have a tip certification to deliver alcohol when you're onboarding? No. Okay, well, to deliver alcohol in Colorado, you will need one. Here's a link to the information. If you decide this is something you'd want to do, please look into this and then come back to the app and upload your documents. That's all they need to do. But instead, they just decide default turn on everybody for alcohol delivery, even though 99.9999999% of them are not legal to do it. And we'll just, I mean, if they get caught and in trouble, that's on them. And no means no. That'd be a good button, man. Opt in, no thanks. No means no, and I already told you no. Damn it. It's so full of shit. Oh, I was gonna check Rodeo. That's what I was gonna check. Like, call it assault. If there's still a road, it's not close to me, but this roadie's been sitting there forever. That's what I love about Rodeo. 3 hours ago, this same roadie was there. It's a pharmacy delivery, 1163 for 8 miles. I'll tell you this right now, guys. If you do Rodeo and you do the pharmacy deliveries, those are legal. However, again, look into your state though. Know this for yourself. But I only would do it if it's 1 mile, because if it's 1 mile CVS pharmacy delivery on Roadie, it's going to be $8.50 to $10. This one's 8 miles and it's $11.63. The scale goes way the hell down as soon as just the entry level. So just look for the ones that are 1 mile. That's why this is going to sit here for a long time. I mean, it's been there 3 hours, which I actually look at as a good thing. Yeah, that's a good point, man. I don't even know, Torp, if I've ever even seen any videos on a cash delivery. But man, we all know we can see those going wrong. I mean, you're going to get somebody ordering something who is saying cash, and obviously they have a credit card down, but let's say that they don't have the cash, they don't plan on paying, they're drunk, whatever. My guess is their credit card is tapped too, or whatever they have tied to it, so they're not going to be able to pay for it anyway. So the allowing cash thing is just, to me, that should just be a banner to y'all saying, hey, steal our clients for yourself, because we now allow you to be in danger of taking cash from people if you're that stupid. Click here. And to me, that should just be the wake-up call of, you know, like, dude, steal our clients. Our app has gone to crap. Steal our clients. And I mean, people do that anyway. That's what, when Sean was on, we were talking about Hood Uber. And Hood Uber's like scary that even exists, dude, because I mean, look at Mike Drop Barbecue. Look at Jeff. Jeff's a good friend. Jeff, on any live stream, Jeff's like, dude, work the Uber app. And if you get along with the people, steal the customers. He tells you to do that every time. And I don't mean he does it in a bad way. He tells you in a good way how to do it. He's very professional about it. Have a QR code. If you're going to do this, this, and this, you might need to look at your insurance. He is very knowledgeable. He knows his shit. And, you know, I've talked to him many times about this. You know, like, okay, he's been saying it for years. You know, Uber he said Uber's here for one reason for me. He goes, I am able to weed out the assholes I wouldn't want as private clients. If I take a ride and I hate the person, I'm like, cool, at least I never have to see them again. He goes, otherwise, if I'm getting along with them and we're cool and I'm doing music and we're all good, he goes, they're my client now. And yeah, that is how it should be. Or it's not how it should be, but sorry, Uber, you did it to yourself by just constantly putting people into the toilet. So, and people are waking up. We're independent contractors by your own damn definition. And that supersedes your stupid TOS, which says you can't approach. Yeah, we can. Yes, we can. And if not, take us to court. Want to know why you've never seen somebody taken to court for that? Because you're an independent contractor and you can do it legally. Now, you wouldn't want to get caught in some case where you're like, Uber sucks, man. You know, they kill puppies, so you should come with. You can't lie, but you can pitch. Puppy killers. Yeah, there's nothing on any of the apps going down. Well, guys, I'm going to go spend a little time with my son before he goes back to college. Find out what that is. I might go live tonight. I might not. I don't know. Definitely going to be live tomorrow for the podcast, though. And might even have a guest, or I think I do. And then this Thursday, Sean and I will be live. On Thursday, so check that out. But I think I'll have Jason Thierry tomorrow from the Gig Economy podcast, too. Other than that, though, I'm going to jam another week, man. I've been grinding this month out. Maybe make the best, Waymo and cats. Yeah, I was going to say something about the cats, but the problem with cats is, and not being a dick, but a lot of people don't care about cats as much. I know a lot of people are over the top and in love with cats, too, but a lot of people are like, dude, like, I'm just saying. It seems like people that have cats have 30, so what's 29? I mean, I grew up in Michigan, so a lot of people I knew that had cats, they were killed on their properties or eaten by something, or if they were lived on farmland and stuff like yeah, you don't get too attached to your cats, I guess, is what I was saying in Michigan. It's like, your dogs are kind of coming back home and all that, but cats are cats. All right, guys, see you next